We'll go over this quick, and just so you have an idea what to expect for tomorrow. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing that's super important is this. The sections that are single charged metals and multi-charged metals. All right, so we sectioned it up. All righty, and when we sectioned it up, here's kind of what we said. We said single charged metals, you just write them out. You can always find the charge on the periodic table. So what is the charge for potassium chloride? Well, I just look. Potassium's +1 on the periodic table, so the answer is A. All right, the correct name for calcium chloride. So anytime you're in this section, just remember this. You need no Roman numerals, okay, when you write out the name. No Roman numerals, just write it out. So let's just write it out. No, don't tell me how many of anything, just write it out. Calcium chloride, all right? Don't tell me calcium 2 chloride, not calcium 1 chloride, just write it out. So right away, you know, no Roman numeral, no Roman numeral, you don't even know what the word di means, so it's A, right? Single charged metal section, just write out the name. Barium, okay, barium bromide. That's it. That's all you have to do. No Roman numeral or nothing. Answer is C. All right, so when we're doing formula writing, this time we're going the other way. No matter what, you always have to just write out, okay, the elements. The next thing you need to do is check on the periodic table to see the charge. Magnesium is +2 and oxygen is -2. We would crisscross them if they are not equal, but they are equal. So then we are good. If it's equal, that's your answer, MgO. Sounds like BINGO. I listened to that song 5,000 times today so far. Okay, the next thing is beryllium sulfide. Okay, so Be and S. Write out the elements, find the charge. Be on the periodic table is +2. Sulfur is -2. Oh, what do you know? They're equal. I don't have to crisscross because they're equal. Answer BeS. B. Okay, so that's single charged. Write out the names, add the suffix "ide." Crisscross if you need to for formula writing. All right. What is the charge on cobalt Cl2? Okay, so what is the charge? Well, if you look on the periodic table, cobalt can be +1 or +2. So this is what we call a multi-charged metal, right? It can have more than one. Well, how do I know what the charge is I crisscross the subscript on up, +2, all right? Because if it's cobalt chloride, each chlorine's -1. I need 2 of them to be -2, then it has to be +2, all right? So that's kind of the way you do that one, okay? The correct name. Okay, so here's the deal when you name multi-charged metals. When you name multi-charged metals, you need a Roman numeral, like we talked about yesterday. All right, you need a Roman numeral. So write out the elements, nickel and oxide, and the only thing that you are going to do differently than you did in the last page is put a Roman numeral here, but you have to figure out which one it is, okay? So nickel can be +1, or it can be +2, or it can be +3 even. Well, how do I know? Okay, well, we just crisscross. There's an imaginary 1 there. Crisscross there, it's nickel 1, all right? Vanadium and sulfur. Okay, so vanadium and sulfur. So you got write out the names. Always just write out the names. You're 90% the way there. You can literally probably guess and almost get it the rest of the time. It's a multi-charged metal because vanadium can be +2 or it can be +3. Okay, well, what is it? I got to figure it out. Any guesses? Crisscross the 3 on up. All right, so I crisscross. I know my handwriting's sloppy. Oh, whoa, okay. Crisscross, because it can be +2 or it can be +3. Well, crisscross up, vanadium 3 sulfide. All right. Here we go. Now we're going to go the other way. And the same thing holds true from the last problem. Okay. The last time we wrote formulas. Write out the symbols. Put the charges above. Remember, the 4 tells me that it's plus 4. Chromium is plus 4. Chlorine is minus 1 from my periodic table. Roman numeral tells me the charge. Chlorine is always minus 1 on the periodic table. Criss cross. CrCl4. Bam. Done. Okay. Iron 2 sulfide. Write out the elements. Okay. The 2 tells me that it's plus 2. Iron is plus 2. Sulfur is minus 2 on the periodic table. And I know I'm not pulling up the periodic table because I'm just assuming you guys know where to find charges by now. If you can't, then we're probably in a little bit of a hurt. They're equal. Done. FES. I forgot to circle all the answers. Sorry. C, vanadium 3 sulfide. B, D, A. There you go. Okay. Then the last page, what we learned yesterday, polyatomic ions. Okay, polyatomic groups of nonmetals. C, there can be nitrogen and oxygen. It can be carbon and oxygen, but they're always capital letters. It could be phosphate and oxygen. Okay, they're always capital, new capitals. Okay, so we're just gonna write it out like we do. All right. Now, write out the names. Sodium, and then this, oh, geez, PO4, what is that? That doesn't look like it's on the front side. Well, it's on the back side then. And it's phosphate, all right? And then the only question you got to ask yourself now is, do I need a Roman numeral? And the answer is no, because phosphate is plus 1. So you do not need a Roman numeral. You can just be done. Sodium, phosphate, C. It's a single charged metal, no Roman numeral. Do not do that one, all right? Here we go. Nickel, and then that is on the back side. It is sulfate. Okay, well, what's the charge? Okay, well, what is it? I look on my periodic table and I find out that nickel can be plus 2, it can be plus 3. Well, which one is it? Take that 3 that's outside the parentheses, okay, and it's nickel 3. Cool. Nickel 3 sulfate. Why don't I use the one that's inside the parentheses? Because that's a part of the atom. There's 4 of them and it's a package and you can't touch it. Okay, so now we're writing formulas. Okay, key here is look for the word 8 at the end. That tells you it's on the back side. Calcium carbonate, CO3. Same thing as we did on the last slides. Write the charges above. And this in the back side of the periodic table it tells you. So CaCO3. Bam. Done. Okay, they're equal. Chromium and nitrate. Nitrate, not nitride, nitrate. The 3 tells me that it's plus 3. Okay, and nitrate is minus 1. Now this is where it gets tricky. Criss cross, because they're not equal. CrNO3. And then the only thing is this, and this is pretty new. We need this 3 to apply to this whole package. Okay, so we need parentheses. So the answer then is A. Okay, and calcium carbonate was A up here too. Okay, so that's